What's up, you guys? It's James, your old friend you've never met before. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about my 2018 Dodge Charger RT. Many people say that the Charger RT is one of the best dailies money can buy. But how does the Dodge Charger do on longer road trips? I think that's a fair question, and a question that I'm going to be answering in today's video. In a daily driver vehicle, something that some people look for is the ability to take said vehicle on a longer trip or a road trip. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be taking a 500-mile road trip with my family in my Dodge Charger, and I'm going to be updating you guys along the way, showing you some sights, some scenery of our trip from Seattle down to Portland, and I'll be answering the question of whether or not my Dodge Charger is a good family road trip vehicle. What's up, you guys? It's James, your old friend you've never met before, and today I'm taking my 2018 Dodge Charger RT on a family road trip. But first, we gotta get the family some breakfast. Bowl of coffee. All right, thank you. Have a good one. Sausage burrito secured. Now let's go get the wife's Starbucks. All right, got my little bacon Gouda sandwich warmed, and then whatever bullshit drink my wife got that tastes like absolute ass. If you know, you know. In this video, in this road trip, family road trip video with the Dodge Charger, here are the things that I'm looking to answer. I don't know why I'm talking so abruptly and period like, but it's how I want to talk today. Number one, gas mileage. What kind of gas mileage on a road trip can we get out of the Dodge Charger RT? Secondly, how does the car hold up comfort-wise for the driver and the passengers on a 4-hour road trip? And the third thing is, how well can we fit all of our stuff in here? We got 3 adults, 1 baby. That means a stroller and luggage for 4. So just curious to answer these questions, and I'll update periodically through the video how miles per gallon is, how our comfort is, and we'll stop to see some sights along the way. So stick around, we'll have a good time. And if you're curious if a Dodge Charger RT is both a good daily and a good family road trip car, stay tuned.
People, 2 nights, 3 days.
All right, so got breakfast. Now we got all of our stuff. We got the hitchhiker from Virginia who we picked up, who's definitely not my grandma at all. We got a little baby that was left on our doorstep that's not ours. See, we got a stroller, 1, 2, 3, 4 bags.
What about this one? 5
bags. Me, 3 pedestrians. So here's the challenge of getting it in the car or not. Ooh, and you follow me there, your old friend James. All right, so let's load it up and then take a look at what everything looks like. All right, bye. Got all the bags in there. It actually fit. I wasn't expecting it to fit. And most importantly, we got the baby dude. All right, so storage, it says a pass. I say A minus, B plus. We don't have much extra room, so we can't buy anything big.
No, they're still big, right? But there's still space in at least one of the back seats.
Yeah, visibility doesn't matter. Okay, time to hit the road. Bye. All right, so day one was mostly highway driving. Reset the trip counter, or whatever you want to call it. It tracks how many miles we've done on the trip, miles per gallon over the course of the trip, and how many hours we were in the car. And a little bit over an hour of driving. We've done 60 miles at 26.4 miles per gallon. What do you think about that?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Comfort-wise, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing comfort-wise?
Not bad. My back is just a little uncomfortable, but I think it's because I'm kind of like up a little more.
Hitchhiker?
All's good.
Comfy?
Yep.
Comfort-wise for the driver, I could have kept going, but need to get gas anyways, and a nice little stretch will do us good. We're about a third of the way to Portland. So far, so good. Got the tunes going. All right, we'll keep driving. Hey, man. Okay. Stop number 2. Baby got a little... Yeah, that's poop. Got another hour or so into the drive, and the prince made it known that he was not happy with his current seating position. So baby boy getting his butt changed. She never changes my butt. One other thing that I did want to kind of note, at least with the mid muffler delete, the car is, I wouldn't say it's loud, but or that it has a drone necessarily, but it definitely has a consistent hum that is a little bit louder than it would be otherwise. It's right at about, with my Apple Watch Ultra, it does measure the decibels at like a consistent 70 to 75. So it would be like, probably like if you're on an airplane, just a consistent hum of like, whoa. The noise in the cabin definitely isn't something that would bug you even if you're thinking about it, but I do think that over time it's something that would fatigue you a little bit quicker than not, just that hum and vibration over a long trip. Yeah, but so just a note about that part. Arriving in Portland, I was a little optimistic. It looked like we were getting about 25-26 miles per gallon, but as you'll see, things start to change there. First stop in Portland, had to get some food, and if you know anything about Portland, Oregon, is they're well known for their food truck pods, basically like an outdoor food court. The first food truck pod that we went to was called Portland Mercado. I ended up getting the Cuban sandwich, which is pretty good. I'd say like 8 out of 10. And I got some tostones on the side, which were so savory. It was good. All right, we made it to our Airbnb in Portland. It has been 3 hours, 31 minutes and counting. We averaged 25.5 miles per gallon, over 184.4 miles. It was a journey, but we're here in Portland. We're ready to have a good time. Stay tuned for our Portland adventure, and also stay tuned for the trip back and for my final answer of whether or not this car is a good family road trip vehicle. After we hit the food truck, it was time to get out the heat, get out the car, rest up a little bit, check into our Airbnb, and then once we were rested up, it was time to do our Portland outings as a part of this road trip. We went to a place called a scenic overlook that's called Vista House off of the Columbia River Highway, I think it's called. 10 out of 10, 100%. If you're in the Pacific Northwest or in the Portland area, you definitely have to check this out. Beautiful scenic views, fun, twisty back roads. I mean, you guys can see the B-roll footage. It was very picturesque and a nice way to end day one. Now, day two was mostly city driving, right? So mostly running around the city. Started our day at Tom's restaurant. I got the Tomlet. I had some hash browns and sourdough on the side. Let's get into the day. So after Tom's restaurant, we went to the Portland Sky Tram. $8 round trip per adult, so it was $24, and hands down one of the best views in the city. After that, we hit the Rose Garden up in Washington Park. Portland is dubbed Rose City, so I thought it would be fitting to go and see some roses. And then we headed to our next stop, Rose Food Truck Pod. Got myself a beer, some brisket from Matt's Barbecue. That shit slapped. So good, as the kids say, bussin'. Last stop was Voodoo Donut, which is like a big Portland staple, definitely hyped up. We got 3 donuts, and to be honest, that shit was kind of mid. I won't lie to you. That's like the only thing that did disappoint in Portland. It was just kind of like a regular donut, but overpriced. All right, just got back to the Airbnb, and another fun but tiring but fun day here in Portland. And as you can see, we're now up to 266.8 miles. So we did, I don't know, about 30 miles of city driving, a little bit of mix with highway, and just that 40 miles alone, we are down to 19.7 miles per gallon. So while things were looking good, I mean, you know, pretty decent with the miles per gallon, with the highway drive here, once we started driving around the city, that really tanked the fuel economy. So 19.7 is still better than what I average, which is usually anywhere from 14 to 17 miles per gallon. This car in stop and go traffic is just an absolute gas guzzling machine, and it'll be interesting to see on our drive back tomorrow to the Seattle area how much miles per gallon we can get back during this trip. But for those of y'all that are still sticking around and are enjoying the content, if you've been to Portland, did we hit one of your favorite places? If not, what place of yours did we miss? When we come back, we'll have to hit a couple of y'all's favorite places. Also comment down below, is there anything surprising about the gas mileage? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it about what you thought it would be in a road trip type setting? Yeah, just curious to hear y'all's response. But yeah, about to go eat these donuts, relax in the AC, recharge for the drive ahead of us back up to Seattle area. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Yeah, day 3 kind of went the same way as day 1. Mostly highway driving, had to stop a couple of times. We stopped at Kalama Recreation site, whatever. I don't know, it was a cool spot on the Columbia River up in Washington, about 45 minutes north of Portland. Land boat. Water boat. While I wish that I could come back and say something smart like Dodge Charger RT, does the RT stand for road trip? Like, as if the car was made to do that, but it's just not, it's not made to do that. It's made to be a great daily driver, a 4-door muscle car, and that's really what it is. It's a 4-door muscle car that does a lot of things well, but it doesn't shine in any one particular area. It's not super fast, it's not super practical, it's not super economical, but it's fast enough, it's practical enough, it's economical enough to do many things decently. Here are some things I want to know. Car likes to be, like on flat ground, 75 miles per hour. 75 miles per hour, I consistently was seeing 23, 24 miles per gallon on the highway. Also, the car seems to like 69 too. 69 will get you the same. 69 seems to also be a sweet spot. Another thing is the back doors. The opening slopes down a bit. Even though the car is quite large, getting a baby seat in and out of the car is quite hard, because not only do you have to bend in to reach all the way to the center of the very wide car, you also have to stoop down to get below the opening of the rear doors. Doing that 10, 20, 30 times in and out across the last 3 days has definitely been a little bit more challenging, as well as, although all of our stuff fit in the back, in order to make it work, we had to put our bags in the stroller. Every time we had to take the stroller out, we had to take the bags out and then put the bags back in, and then we put the stroller back in, we have to take the bags out and then put the bags back in. And it was just, if we were in an SUV, we'd be able to just put the stroller at the very end and then stack stuff behind the stroller, so anytime you needed to grab the stroller, you could just grab the stroller. Anytime you need to put the stroller back, you could just put the stroller back. Another thing I want to note is I am on lowering springs, and to be honest, I'm on Eibach Pro Series or whatever, Pro Kit lowering springs, and they did pretty good. It got bouncy at times, but all in all, it rode to what I would consider pretty stock like for this type of vehicle, and I have zero complaints about the springs themselves. So if you're in the market for Eibach lowering springs or lowering springs in general, definitely check out Eibach. It maintains stock feel and comfort while adding a bunch better handling and makes your car look better. While we did do a road trip, we stopped pretty much every 45 minutes to an hour and a half, so about every hour while driving. I would say that's the upper limit of what I would consider comfortable. Right at that hour mark is where I start to get a little bit fidgety trying to find a comfortable spot. But with baby boy, needed to stop for him anyways, and so it was a good opportunity for us to stretch. Moving on to the pros and cons of using the Dodge Charger as a road trip vehicle or a family road trip vehicle. Pro number one, for a V8, the gas mileage was pretty decent. I mean, 22 miles per gallon, regular gas, that's pretty decent for a V8 hauling a family and all of their stuff. Number two, while we packed light, we still were able to get all of our stuff in the trunk of the car. The next pro is that the car was comfy enough given that we took frequent stops. Our intervals of the car is quite comfy, but at the end of that hour, you might find yourself ready to get out, ready to stretch, ready to find just a better position for blood flow. Next pro of taking this car on a road trip is once we got to Portland, there's quite a bit of nice roads to drive your car on. And for me to have my car, my Charger, and be able to drive those roads in a new city was great. Like, I wouldn't want to do that in like a Toyota RAV4 or like a... Just creating more experiences with the car, creating more memories with the car, and creating a little bit more of a bond with the car, knowing that we took my family to Portland from Seattle in this car. And kind of a sentimental thing, but also, you know, it's pretty cool. So I did enjoy taking this car for that reason. Now on to the cons. First one is I do have a muffler delete. This is a V8, so it's on the highway. I wouldn't say it's droney, but it is loud. Over time, if you were to take a longer trip, it might, I think subconsciously that is something that does fatigue you over time, and definitely something worth noting. Another con is, but even with packing light, we pretty much maxed out the capacity without stacking up the back seat with having 3 adults and a baby. Because if you're trying to take anything substantial home with you on that road trip, there may or may not be enough room. And also it does feel like a compromise and a bit of a chore to navigate the car to find the things that you need, like a stroller, every time you need to put the stroller in and take the stroller out. And I mean, that's really it for cons, but they are pretty big cons. I mean, gas mileage, practicality, and comfort, those are the big things you're looking for in a road trip vehicle, and this car just falls short in every category mentioned. If you're wondering what my fuel cost was for this entire trip, we drove a total of 452.8 miles, which is right around, and 22 miles per gallon. It's right around 20.5 gallons, which puts us at right around $100 for the road trip. So not too bad. I mean, it's definitely cheaper than 3 plane tickets and a rental car. So here's the bottom line. The Dodge Charger is fully capable of taking you and your family on a road trip. There's an asterisk, right? It can take you and your family on a road trip as long as you have a family of 3 or 4. You pack light, you get out frequently to stretch. If you do all those things, it's definitely doable. It's not a joy to do that. It's not ultra luxurious. It's not the most comfortable. That's the question. Would I take my Dodge Charger on a road trip again? And the answer is yeah, 100%. I would do it. You know, the silver lining of the gray cloud that is mediocrity in this being a family hauler is that like I said, it's the experience of taking your car on that trip with your family. And that was pretty cool. It was cool to have my Charger in Portland and be able to make this video with the car. But so yeah, I would do it again, but I would say the whole time I would be wishing that I was in like a Grand Cherokee SRT. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe, please comment down below what you thought of the video. If you like the vlog style, if you want to see more of this. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.